In this quick video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up 2 more MCP servers to Codex CLI and the Codex IDE extension. And those are the Playwright MCP server and the Supabase MCP server. And in my previous video, I showed you guys how to set up the Bright Data MCP and the Context 7 MCP. So I'll link to that video above. And for those that are new to MCP, the easiest way for me to explain it is MCP is essentially a way to connect tools and resources to various LLM clients. In this case, it's agentic coding tools or coding environments. But I also have several videos how I set up MCP servers within Claude Desktop, which makes me more productive in my day-to-day life. And Supabase is basically a Firebase replacement. You can self-host it. Playwright is by Microsoft. It is used essentially for testing, but it is actually very capable of controlling the browser and looking at your browser console. And I use it a lot for having the agent I'm working with look at the actual site or UI that we're building and complete this UI visual loop. Instead of me explaining or sending screenshots to Cursor or Claude Code, or in this case, Codex, of what I want it to do, I just give it the ability to say, go to that website, spin up the browser, take a look, and it's able to correct itself, and it's really powerful. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to set up these 2 MCP servers right now. It's very easy. Let's start with Playwright, which is the easier one. If we go into the Codex documentation for MCP servers, we see the standard JSON, and this is how we've been adding MCP servers to our various clients. But OpenAI wants us to use TOML, and essentially it's the same thing. We just remap everything we see here. MCP servers becomes MCP servers with an underscore, server name, the command. If it's npx, then we just put npx. The arguments go within these square brackets, and the environment variables go within squiggly braces. So it's literally just taking what you see and know here and just restructuring it to fit this format. Super simple. So now let's just copy this. Here on the left, we have the Codex IDE extension, and we're going to open up Codex right here in the terminal as well by just typing in Codex. I've already have it installed. If you haven't installed Codex for the extension, you just go to the marketplace, search Codex, and you get it here. And for Codex CLI, you just copy and paste this into your terminal and it will install it. So next time you type in Codex, it will open up like it just did for me. So to make this super easy, let's just copy this twice. Now let's go to the Playwright MCP GitHub page and get the standard JSON. So let's just paste it in there and we can fix it ourselves. Okay, so we want to take Playwright, put it here for server name. We're going to use the npx command, so nothing to do here. Let's just delete it as we go. Now we're just going to take the argument and we're going to paste it in here. That's all you need. And by the way, there are tons of other arguments you can pass into the Playwright MCP. You can go back to the GitHub configuration and see all the other arguments it takes. I like the extension one. I'm going to copy it, paste it in. Don't forget to add quotes. And also Playwright doesn't even need an environment variable. So let's just completely delete that row. And let's also delete the regular JSON that we were just copying from. So if we start up Codex now, we do /MCP, we'll see the Playwright MCP server. If you're going to use the extension, you also have to download the extension. So go back to the GitHub page and go to the extension.readme. And then you could actually download the Chrome extension that you add to your Chrome so that when you want the agent to look at the browser and get the console logs or whatever, you can just do that really easily. So to see that working, go to contextlab.com and let's see what happens. So you see it opens up my Chrome where I installed it. I'm going to connect it and boom, no hands. So that's how you set up the Playwright MCP in Codex. So now let's do the Supabase MCP server. And for Supabase, you're going to have to get your project reference and also create a personal access token. Okay, first things first, we're in the Supabase docs. And we're just going to copy their JSON config. Because again, all we have to do is convert this to work in a TOML format. So let's go back here and just paste it below. Server name, we're going to call it Supabase. Paste it in. Command is also npx. So let's just already delete this. Get it out of the way. For arguments, -y, great. So we'll leave -y there. We're going to add this argument, which pretty much says go download this and get the latest version. Then the next argument that you should add is read only. Copy it. Really quickly, let me just talk about read only because I see so many instances of new vibe coders that are giving full access to their agents to do things on their behalf and then finding out that their entire database is deleted. So I suggest leaving the read only argument on, especially in a production database, or take it off at your own risk. Okay, the last thing we need is the project ref. So I'm going to paste this in here. And for environment variables, we're just going to copy this and paste it in here. So now let's go to our actual Supabase instance. The easiest way to get your project ref is just go to your Supabase dashboard, go into your project and copy this. This is your ref. So go back here, just paste it in here. Great. The next thing we need to do is get a personal access token. So in this case, you have to go to your account settings, go to access tokens, and you're going to click generate new token. You may already have this done already. Press generate token. So then you'll see your new token up here. Obviously it goes without saying, don't share your API tokens. I'm going to delete this and I don't even use this account anyways. So now we paste in our token here. Great. Now let's fully delete the JSON example. And now let's just pull up Codex again. Looks like it's still open. So I'm going to close it and start it up again. Actually, we forgot that they want an equal sign. And that's why you should always pay attention to details. Okay, so now let's try that one more time. And there we go. So if we now do /MCP, we'll see Playwright and Supabase. And then if I just type in use the Supabase MCP and tell me what I have in my project, we see that it's successfully talking to Supabase. So I'm just going to stop it right now. And the great news is now that we finished that configuration, it will also work in the IDE extension. Over the last few days, there's been a lot of posts on Reddit about how much better Codex is from Claude Code. I don't know if better is the right word. It is performing better right now because Claude has been degraded and there's been plenty of documentation about that. And this is not a new thing. I've talked a lot about the issues with Anthropic and Claude. That being said, I still personally prefer Claude. But I'm going to use whatever tool is faster and is able to accomplish what I need. It's not about Codex being better, it's about it working. And lastly, there's plenty of things that Codex still needs to do, especially with MCP servers. Besides adding support for remote MCP servers, we really need the ability to turn on and off MCP servers and to turn on and off specific tools without having to remove them from the config. Also took a screenshot of this earlier, but as you see here, I was using the Playwright MCP, and at the bottom it says there's 93% context left, but we get this error message saying stream disconnected before completion. Your input exceeds the context window of this model. Doesn't really make sense. It's supposed to have a huge context window. It didn't make a lot of calls, and it says down here 93% context left. So it's not perfect. It does work great, and I've gotten a lot of good stuff done with it, but it definitely has its kinks, and I'm still using Claude Code. I'm using both of them. So I hope this video was helpful for you and you learned something. If you have any feedback, drop in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me grow. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.